Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be covering CRUD operations in database. Guys, I have uploaded complete Python programming subject tutorials. I will provide link in description, you can watch from there. If you are watching this video for the first time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. CRUD stands for create, read, update and delete. These are four fundamental operations in database. At first, I will explain how to create database. The create command is used to create the table in the database. By using create command, we can create table in the database. This is syntax in order to create table in the database. At first, you need to write create command and table. Here you need to give table name. For example, I want to give table name as students. So you can write here students. For example, if you want to give table name as employee, you can write here employee. Take brackets and inside brackets you need to write attribute and type. Attribute is nothing but column names and type is nothing but data type. I'll give one simple example. In order to create database by using Python programming, there is one module in Python. That module name is sqlite 3. By using the sqlite 3 module, you can create database. As we know, by using import keyword, we can import any module. I want to import sqlite 3. So just write here import sqlite 3. And next take variable name. I want to create database. So I am taking here variable name as con, that is nothing but connection. Con equal to module name, that is sqlite 3 dot connect. By using connect method, we can connect to database. If database is already present in my system, then it will connect to the database. But if the database is not present in my system, then it will create the database and it will connect to the database. For example, database is not present in my system. Now I want to create database. So just write here con equal to module name, that is sqlite 3 dot connect. By using connect method, we can create database if database is not present in my system. I want to create database. The database name is my database. I am giving database name as my database. So in quotations write my database dot db. In order to create database, you need to use .db extension. So double quotations close. Whenever I run this line of code, it will create database. The database name is mydatabase.db. So it created database. The database name is mydatabase.db. Now inside this database, I want to create table. The table name is students. So at first write cur equal to my database is present in variable, that is con connection. So just write here con dot cursor, cursor. If you want to create table or if you want to insert any values into the table, definitely at first you need to take cursor method. So I took here variable name as cur equal to my database is present in variable, that is con. So just write here con dot cursor method. By using cursor method, we can point to database. Now I want to create table. The table name is students. So just write here cursor method is present in variable, that is cur. So just write here cur dot execute. By using execute method, we can create tables and we can also insert values into the table. Guys, definitely in execute method, at first you need to take quotation. So just take here quotation. I already set this syntax in order to create table. So just write here create table. I want to create table only if the table is not present in my database. So create table if not exist. If not exists, definitely write here s or else it will display error. And here you need to give table name. I want to create table. The table name is students. So just write here students. Create table if not exist. This is table name and take bracket. I want to create 3 columns. One column name is name, another column name is roll number and another column name is section. So just write here name and here you need to give data type. So just write here text type. Guys, whatever the language that I am using in order to create this table, we call this language as structured query language. By using structured query language, we can create database and we can perform various operations on the database. This is structured query language. In structured query language, we do not use string type. We use text data type in order to insert any text. So just write here name text, comma. Next I want to insert rule number. So rule number, we will enter rule number like rule number 1, 2, so on. So it is integer type. So just write here int, comma. Next I want to insert section. So just write here section. Section is also text type. So just write here text. I open bracket here. So close bracket and similarly we need to close this bracket and quotation. So close quotation and close bracket. By using execute method, we can create table and as well as we can insert values into the table. After writing this line of code, next write here connection. because my database is present in variable that is con. So just write here con dot commit. Commit is nothing but by using commit method we can store data permanently in my database. Commit is used to commit above operation. Even if I close this program, this data will be stored in database permanently. Definitely if you perform each and every operation like inserting values or any modifications, definitely write here connection.commit. Whenever I run these 3 lines of code, it will create table. The table name is students and it will insert 3 columns. One column name is name, another column name is roll number and another column name is section. So inside my database, it will create table. The table name is students and student table contains 3 columns. One column name is name, another column name is roll number and another column name is section. Now I want to insert data, like I want to give name Ramesh, roll number 21 and section A. And similarly I want to insert some more values. I already said before, if you want to insert any values, then you need to use execute method. So just write here cursor dot execute. So just write here cursor dot execute. I already said before, in execute at first you need to take quotation. So in quotations you need to write, I want to insert 3 values into students table. So just write here insert into table name, that is students. In students table I am inserting 3 values. So insert into students values. I want to insert values. First one is name. I want to give name like Sai. As we know, we will represent string in quotations. So in quotations I took Sai, comma. I want to insert roll number. Roll number is integer type. So I am giving roll number 12, comma. Section. I want to give section like A. A is also string. So take quotations. Okay, close this bracket and similarly close this quotation and close execute method. And next similarly I want to insert another value like name Raju, rule number 39, section B. So write same line of code, that is cursor dot execute. Guys, just remember that before execute method you need to include cursor, not connection. So just write here cur dot execute and I want to insert data into students table. So just write here insert into students values. I want to insert values like Raju. You need to represent text in double quotations. Rule number 13 comma section B. Take section B in quotations and close bracket, close quotation. Here also you need to insert quotation. So close quotation and close execute method. I already said before, whenever you perform any operation, you need to write connection.commit. So this data will be stored in database permanently. So just write here connection.commit. Whenever I run this line of code, in my database, inside students table, it will insert values like Sai, Raju, roll number 12 and roll number 13 and section A and section B. After performing all these operations, at last we need to close our database. My database is present in variable, that is con. So just write here connection.close. This is program in order to create database, in order to insert table in database and in order to insert values. Whenever I run this program, this is my output. Guys, in exam they may ask separate questions like what is use of connect method, what is use of cursor method, what is use of execute method and what is use of commit method and close method. By using connect method, we can connect to database. If database is not present, it will create database and it will connect to the database. But if database is already present, then it will connect to the database. This is use of connect method. And cursor method is used to point cursor to database. If you want to perform any operations like inserting table, inserting values, at first you need to write cursor method. If you want to execute any query like creating tables, like inserting values, so on, then you need to use execute method. By using execute method, you can execute queries. And whereas commit method is used to commit current transaction. If we do not call this commit method, then once we close our program, then all this data will be lost. For example, after writing this code, if I don't write here commit method, then it will not create the students table and it will not insert any values. Commit method is used to commit transaction and close method is used to close database. Connection object methods are classified into 4 types. They are cursor method, commit method, rollback method and close method. If you want to undo any transaction, then you need to use rollback method. Rollback method is used to roll back any changes to the database. For example, I want to undo these 2 operations. So just write here connection.rollback. Whenever you write here connect.rollback, then it will undo these 2 operations. That is nothing but it will not insert these values. Insert command is used to insert values. This is syntax. Insert into table name, that is students, values. You can give values like name, Sai, roll number 21 and section A, so on. Guys, this is another program in order to create employees table. Till now we created students table. Now I want to create employee table. So this is program in order to create employee table. At first you need to import sqlite 3 module. So just write here import sqlite 3 and next write here connection, that is con equal to module name, that is sqlite3.connect, and I want to connect to database. The database name is mydatabase.db. And next take cursor object. So just write here cur equal to my database is present in variable con. So just write here con.cursor. Definitely we need to write cursor method. After writing cursor method, I want to create employee table. So just write here cur, that is cursor.execute. Here you need to write query, that is create table if not exist, table name is employee. Inside employee table I want to insert 3 columns. They are name, employee ID and salary. So at first write name. Guys, instead of using text data type, you can also use varchar data type, where varchar stands for variable character, and inside brackets I took 50. That is nothing but I can enter only up to 50 characters. I cannot enter more than 50 characters. For example, if you consider Sai, here Sai is 3 characters. Like that I can enter up to 50 characters. So just I took here name varchar 50 comma employee ID. Employee ID is also string type. So I took here varchar 50. I can enter up to 50 characters, comma salary is int. So close this bracket and close quotation and close execute method. And next we need to commit this operation. So just write here connection.commit. Now I want to insert 3 values. So just write here cursor.execute in quotations, insert into table name employee. So inside employee table I want to insert values. That values are Sai, which is variable character. So take here quotations, comma employee ID. Inside quotations write employee ID like ID 512, comma salary. I want to give salary like 25,000. So just write here 25300 and close this bracket, and similarly close this quotation and close execute method. Similarly, I want to insert some more values like Ramesh ID 512 and 10,000, Raju ID 513 and 40,000. After inserting these 3 values, we need to commit this operation. So just write here connection.commit, that is con.commit. After performing all these operations, at last we need to close our database. My database is present in variable, that is con. So just write here con.close. It will close my database. Whenever I run this code, I will get output. Inside my database, it will create employee table. Inside employee table, it will create 3 columns. One column name is name, another column name is employee ID, and another column name is salary. And it will insert values. So I explained this create operation. Create is nothing but creating database and inserting tables and values into the database. And next I will explain what is use of read operation. Read operation is nothing but whatever the table that is present inside my database, I want to see the table in my output screen. This is known as read operation. In order to see the table in output, there are 4 ways. First one is by using for loop, next one is by using fetchall function, and next one is by using fetchmany function, and next one is by using fetch1 function. I will give an example. For example, my database name is my database and my database contains table. The table name is employee, and employee table contains 3 columns. They are name, employee ID and salary. Inside this, it contains data of 3 employees. One employee name is Sai, ID is ID 511 and salary is 25,000. Similarly, another employee Ramesh and another employee Raju. Now I want to see this data in my output. So this is program in order to see this data in my output screen. Guys, just remember the syntax, that is select star from employee. This is program. At first you need to import SQLite3 module. So just write here import SQLite3, and next we need to connect to this database. The database name is my database. So just write here con equal to module name, that is sqlite3.connect. By using connect method we can connect to database, and the database name is my database. And similarly next to use cursor method. So just write here cur equal to my database is present in variable con. So just write here con.cursor. So take cursor method, and next take one variable. You can take any variable name. I am taking variable name as b. So just write here b equal to my cursor is present in variable cur. So cur.execute. Inside execute method you need to write select star from table name, that is employee. That is nothing but star is nothing but it will select entire data which is present in employee table. This is meaning of star. So whenever I write here b equal to cursor.execute in quotations select star from employee, whatever the data that is present in employee table, it will store all this data in variable b. And next I took here for loop for I in b, that is nothing but, now this B contains complete employee table data. So now whatever the data that is present in variable B, whenever I write here for I in B, this data is transferred to I from variable B to I. This data is transferred from variable B to I. Now variable I contains complete employee data. Now I want to print this data. So just write here print. Directly you can give here I of 0, I of 1 and I of 2, where I is variable name. I am writing here name comma I of 0, employee ID equal to comma I of 1 and salary equal to comma I of 2. You need to take name equal to, employee ID equal to and salary equal to in quotations. Whenever I run this line of code, I will get output. This is I of 0, I of 1 and I of 2. I of 0 is first row, I of 1 is second row and I of 2 is third row. So I will get output name Sai, employee ID 511 and salary equal to 25,000. Similarly, it will print name equal to Ramesh, employee ID equal to ID 512 and salary equal to 10,000. So whenever I run this code, I will get output. This is my output. After performing all this operation, at last we need to close our database. So just write here connection.close. Guys, there are 4 ways in order to read data from database. First one is by using for loop, which I explained. Next one is by using fetchall method. Guys, same example, just in place of writing for loop, just instead of writing this 4 lines of code, just you need to use fetchall function. Same program, just write here b equal to cursor.execute, select star from employee table and next write here print b.fetchall. Just instead of taking for loop, just write here print b.fetchall. Fetchall function will represent output in the form of list. Inside list, it will display output. This is my output. Inside square brackets, that is nothing but inside list, it will display Sai, ID 511 and 25,000 in tuple. This is one row. It will represent each row in tuple. So it will represent first row in one tuple and similarly Ramesh, ID 512 and 10,000 in another tuple, comma, this is third row, that is Raju, ID 513 and 40 in another tuple. This is my output. Fetchall function will represent output in the form of list. It will represent each row in tuple. Where this fetchall function will represent complete data which is present in employee table. But I want to print only first row. In order to print first row, just in place of writing fetchall, you need to write fetch1. This is example, same example which I took before. Just in place of writing fetchall, I written here fetch1. I will get output Sai, ID 511 and 25,000 in tuple. For example, I don't want to print complete rows. I want to print only first 2 rows. So in order to print particular rows, you need to use fetchmany function. This is example. Just in place of writing b.fetch1, just write here b.fetchmany. If you want to print only 2 rows, just you need to write here b.fetchmany of 2. So it will print only 2 rows. This is example. For example, I want to print only first 3 rows. So just write here print b.fetchmany of 3. Whenever I run this code, I will get this output. This is same like fetchall function. Just in place of writing fetchall, write here fetchmany. And inside brackets, you need to give rows. How many rows that you want to print. These are Python programs in order to read data from database. Guys, in order to read data which is present in my database, just you need to remember this query, that is select star from, here you need to give table name. I want to read data which is present in employee table. I written here employee. Star is nothing but complete data which is present in my table. And you need to write this query in execute method. I already said before, in execute you need to take quotations. Next, U stands for update. Update is nothing but updating values that are already present in my table. Guys, this is syntax in order to update values that are present in my table. At first you need to write update command and table name. Here you need to write set and here you need to give values which you want to change. Guys, this is program in order to update data which is present in employee table. For example, this is my database. My database name is my database and my database contains table. The table name is employee and this is employee table data. Employee table contains name Sai, Ramesh and Raju and employee ID 511, 512 and 513 and salary 25,000, 10,000 and 40,000. Now I want to change name Sai to Ganesh, whose employee ID is ID 511. I will write program for this. In order to perform any operations on database, at first you need to import sqlite 3 module. So just write here import sqlite 3. sqlite 3 and next I took here variable, that variable name is con. You can take any variable name. I took here variable name as con. Con equal to module name, that is sqlite 3.connect. I want to perform modifications on employee table which is present in mydatabase.db. Inside connect write database name, that is mydatabase.db in quotations. And next take another variable. You can take any variable name. I took here cur, that is nothing but cursor. So I took here cur equal to my database is present in variable con. So just write here con dot cursor. Guys, definitely write here cursor. Whenever you use execute method, before execute method definitely you need to include cursor method. So just written here cur equal to connection, that is con dot cursor. And next take another variable. I took here b equal to, guys, definitely for execute method you need to include cursor variable, that is cur dot execute and inside brackets take quotation. Now I want to change name Sai to Ganesh. So it first write update command and table name. My table name is employee. So write here employee and next use here set. I already said syntax, that is update table name set. Here you need to give values which you want to change. I want to change name Sai to Ganesh. So just write here update employee set name equal to Ganesh, where this Sai employee ID is ID 511. So just write here where employee ID equal to ID 511, where ID 511 is string. So take quotations. Whenever I run this line of code, it will change name whose employee ID is 511 to Ganesh. So it will change name to Ganesh. Definitely after using execute method, write here commit. My database is present in variable, that is con. So just write here con dot commit. So it will commit this operation. In this program, I changed this name Sai to Ganesh. Now I want to read this data. This is command in order to read data. So just write here b equal to cursor dot execute. Select star from employee. Whatever the data that is present inside employee table, it will select all this data and it will store this data in variable b. Now I want to see data which is present in variable b. By using fetchmany method or fetchall method, you can see data. So just write print employee table data is present in variable b. So just write here b dot fetchmany of 3. So it will read first 3 rows. So I'll get output. It changed name Sai to Ganesh. So I'll get output Ganesh ID 511 and 25,000 and so on. This is my output. After performing all these operations, at last we need to close our database. So just write here connection dot close. This is program in order to update data which is present in table in my database. Till now I explained create, read and update. Next I will explain delete. Delete refers to deletion of tuple present in the table. Tuple is nothing but one row is represented in tuple. For example, I want to remove one complete row. This is known as delete. For example, this is my database. My database name is mydatabase.db and this database contains table employee and this is employee table data. Now I want to delete this complete row whose employee ID is ID 511. Now I will write program for this. As we know, at first we need to import sqlite 3. So just write here import sqlite 3 and next write here con equal to module name, that is sqlite 3.connect and open brackets. Inside this you need to give database name. My database name is mydatabase.db. So just write here mydatabase.db and next take cursor method. My database is present in con. So just write here con.cursor and next write here b equal to cursor.execute. Guys, if you want to insert any data or if you want to modify any data or if you want to delete any data, you need to write this queries in execute method. So inside execute method, I want to delete this row whose employee ID is 511. So just write here delete from table name, that is employee ID is equal to ID 511. Definitely after performing each and every operation, you need to write here cursor.commit. So whenever I run this line of code, it will delete this complete row whose employee ID is ID 511. And next I want to read this data. So just take here variable name, that is b equal to cursor.execute. Inside execute method, I want to select this complete employee data. So just write here select star from employee. Whenever you run this line of code, all this data is stored in variable b and whenever you write here print b.fetchall, it will display this complete output in the form of list. It deleted this complete row. So I'll get output only 2 rows. Ramesh ID 512, salary 10,000 and Raju ID 513 and 40,000. At last we need to close our database. My database is present in variable con. So just write here con.close. This is Python program in order to delete table data from database. Next I will explain what is use of begin, commit and rollback. Begin is used to start transaction, commit is used to commit transaction, and rollback is nothing but if you want to undo any transaction, then you need to use rollback. Commit and rollback is important question.